Okay, this is the second in my After the Divorce readings. If you haven't seen my Harry After the Divorce, go back and watch that one. This is about Meghan after the divorce of Harry and Meghan. Just get a general reading, perhaps what's in the air before, just maybe during. This is from Meghan's perspective, and then we'll read her cards as well. Oh, clockwork pumpkin. She's going to work very hard behind the scenes to make sure that everything works like clockwork. She's not going to want to let go of Harry. See, she's almost morphing into Harry. She's got these golden or these ginger locks in her hair. She's making him want to think that he can't do without her. And she might come to an aha moment where she knows it's all going to fall apart, but she's going to want to orchestrate the divorce in a way that best suits her. Obviously, she's a planner, she's a schemer, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. More energy around the divorce. Ha! She's going to want to come out of it smelling like roses. She wants to be the hero of the divorce. She wants to be the one who she's put on a pedestal. This is her public image. She wants people to see her as sweet and innocent. She wants people to see that she tried so hard. But Harry, he had these addiction issues, and he had this wound because of his mother dying when he was so young, and he was wounded because he was kept virtually a prisoner by that royal family, and I did everything I could, and I just couldn't help him. And the allure of the royal family was just too much. He just wanted to go back to his previous life of being the center of attention, and that's all he cared about. So I'm getting a lot of that woe is me, victim. I'm the queen of the moment. I'm the badly done by one. This is going to start before the divorce happens. She might have some advisors that are advising her the best way to get out of things. When it looks like the marriage is really over, she's going to be consulting with lawyers, maybe. Maybe that's a lawyer and that's a PR person, and there she is in the middle. She's going to be, you won't see too much of the others that are advising her, but what she says and what she does will be carefully crafted and carefully orchestrated by people behind the scenes, giving her guidance and advice. And she doesn't normally listen to guidance and advice, but for this I'm thinking she will, simply because this is going to affect her next moves. It's going to affect her fame and fortune going forward. So okay, let's get Meghan's energy after the divorce. Cards after the divorce. Meghan's energy after the divorce. What is Meghan's energy after the divorce, and what's going to happen to Meghan after the divorce? Oh, such a curious dream. She's going to reflect back on her life in the royal family, and she's going to glamorize it, and she's going to trot it out at every moment. There's going to be some stories about her royal life that she's going to tell, like that stupid soap story. She's going to keep on. The royal family were racist. The royal family didn't like me. They had it in for me from the beginning because I was an American and I was black, and I was an actress, and it was my dream. Harry was my dream prince. I loved him so much, but it was never going to work because, yeah. So after the divorce, she's going to be dining out on being a victim of the royal family and how they stole her love. There she is. There she is after the divorce, giving a tell-all interview. And this flowing locks here reminds me of that video that Princess Catherine did in the garden when she told everybody that she had cancer. And so Meghan's going to try and emulate that. She's going to have the nature behind her. She's going to have her flowing hair, and she's going to tell her story, sold to the highest bidder, of course. And she's going to put a spin on it and how happy her and Harry were, but they just couldn't overcome the thousands of years of tradition of the royal family and how they had poisoned Harry's mind. Yep, she's going to blame the courtiers for sure. There's the courtiers in the background, very stiff, very formal, adhering to all this tradition and protocol. There she is with, does she have mushrooms in her hand? Goodness, girl, get a grip. So maybe this is a hallucination, a fantasy, and there's the ginger pet. Yep. So she might even make a documentary or some kind of a reenactment of her royal life, and she's going to talk about the royal family as caricatures of themselves. These ladies are very stiff and they don't look like real people, and how poor Harry was downtrodden because of the way that he was brought up, and he didn't have a chance. Yeah, so Meghan's going to milk it for all it's worth. And the card that jumped out, this is my death card, but it came out in reverse. So I'm thinking not an actual death, but the death of her marriage. Look how tall she's standing in her white gown with her posy and her flowing locks again. Maybe she'll reenact the wedding for some kind of a TV show. But she stood tall and she was proud, and she had all these people that really loved her, and maybe that's little Harry on the top of her head. I don't know. But it came out in reverse, so she's going to talk about the death of her marriage endlessly. We're never going to hear the end of it. It's going to be it's going to be more boring than the soap dish story. It's going to be how she took on the royal family and single-handedly changed some traditions and single-handedly caused change, but she just wasn't, Harry wasn't strong enough to stay with her. Oh, and there she is, the big, solid, strong, black, you see, black woman up against the traditions of the royal family, the House of Windsor, and they made her feel so small. What's that little creature over there? I don't know. It's not coming into focus. They made her feel so small, so tiny. But she stood tall, and she stood up to them, and she was not going to allow them to push her around. What do you think? Do you think she'll grandstand after her divorce? Do you think she'll play on it? Do you think she'll milk it? Do you think she'll monetize it, as these cards are saying? Or do you think she'll do something else? Please let me know your comments, because it really creates an interesting dialogue. And like this video if you do, and subscribe if you haven't, because it really helps as well. Oh, and this is my faithful friend card. So she thought that Harry was going to be her protector, her white knight. See, this guy's got a bow and arrow, and she was faithful, like the faithful companion, like a dog is. And they flew away to California to be free from the shackles of the royal life. But the pull of royalty was just too strong. Harry couldn't break free. And look, there she is, the dolphin investor who helps. She helps small businesses grow, and she's a dolphin investor, and she helps them reach high points, new heights. But dear old Harry, he just couldn't cut it outside of the royal family. Oh, and you know, they left the royal family to be free. That's a horse running through the archway, and it was their freedom flight, and they were going to be free, and they were going to be it was going to be them against the world. But poor Harry got sucked back in to the royal fold, and he couldn't help it, because that's how he was brought up. So yep, it's going to be all about me. And she will land on her feet. She will find backers. She will find people to publish her bullshit, as she always does. I don't know how happy and prosperous she actually will be, but she's never going to let on that she was to blame for anything. Yeah, so that's Meghan after the divorce. And please watch out for my next after the divorce reading, and go back and read the Harry one, or watch the Harry one if you haven't seen it yet.